Good morning children, welcome to the video class. Grade 5 Social Science, we are revising for our terminal exam. In the previous class we revised about second chapter and today we are going to revise our third chapter about weather and climate. Yes, do you all remember this chapter? Yes, weather. Weather, it is defined as the condition of atmosphere of a given place at a given time. And then it includes weather condition of a day. Yes, weather, it includes weather condition of a day, that is sunrise and sunset. And then about temperature, maximum temperature and minimum temperature, and then the range of temperature. That means the difference between maximum temperature and minimum temperature, the air pressure and humidity. See, this weather, it includes all these conditions. Is whether it is a temporary state of atmospheric condition, whether it is a temporary state of atmospheric condition, it may change in a few hours or a few days. And then wind, sun rays, temperature, humidity and rains, it determine the weather of a particular place at a particular time. Yes, it includes these conditions like temperature and then sunset, sunrise, maximum temperature, minimum temperature, humidity, air pressure, etc. And it may change within a day or for a few hours. And then about climate. Climate may be defined as an average of a weather condition of a place or an area. Climate generally does not change for 30 to 40 hours, but weather, it can change in a few hours or a few days. Climate, it does not change for 30 to 40 years and may be hot, cold, dry or wet climate, and it is not necessary that it remains the same throughout the year. And then factors affecting climate, there are 6 factors that affecting the climate. The climate of a place is affected by many factors. Distance from equator, that means latitude, distance from latitude. A place will be hot if it is located near the equator. Is a place will be hot if it is located near equator. Generally, places far from the equator are cooler. As the sun rays are vertical over the equator, they cover a shorter distance and are spread over a smaller areas. And poles are the farthest from the equator and coldest region. And then second factors that affecting the climate. Altitude. Hill station have a cold climate due to the height above the sea level, which is called an altitude. Yes, what is mean by altitude? The height above the sea level, which is called an altitude. Is hill station, it have a cold climate because the height of the hill station is very high. The temperature decreases with the increase in height. Two places situated on a small same latitude may have different temperatures. The Dehradun Valley and the Mussoorie Hill Station are not far away from each other but differ in temperatures because of their altitudes. And then Leh is cold because it is on a high altitude. Yes. And then distance from the sea. What is mean by sea breeze and land breeze? The cool air from the sea takes its place. This is called sea breeze. And then land breeze, the cool air from the land take its place. This is called land breeze. See, while studying this distance from the sea, make sure about the difference between sea breeze and land breeze. And then fourth factor, direction of wind. The winds affect the climate of a place. Wind coming from hot areas increases the temperature, and wind coming from cold region will lower the temperature of a place. Yes, wind, it is a major factor that affect the climate of a place because wind, it coming from the cold areas, it increases the temperature. And then wind, it comes from the cold region, it will lower the temperature of a place. And then the winds may also bring in moisture. They are called rain bearing winds. Yes, the wind which brings the moisture is called rain bearing winds. Winds coming from the Arabian Sea, Indian Ocean and Bay of Bengal bring rain to the entire country of India. Yes, which brings rain to the entire country of India, Arabian Sea, Indian Ocean and Bay of Bengal. Yes, and then Meghalaya, it gets heaviest rainfall in the world. And earlier it was Sirapunji of the same state in India, which with this record for several years. Yes, and then humidity. Humidity means the amount of moisture present in the atmosphere. What does mean by humidity? Humidity, it means the amount of moisture that present in the atmosphere. The winds blowing over the sea brings in lots of moisture and make the climate of the coastal areas very humid. And then ocean currents. These are the flow of water below the surface of the ocean water. They affect the climate of a place as these currents may be cold or warm. Example, the Gulf Stream starting from the Gulf of Mexico flow towards the Arctic Circle. As a result, Murmansk has become an ice-free port throughout the year. Is ocean currents means the flow of water below the surface of the ocean water. And then types of climate. Is the main types of climates are equatorial and then desert, continental, maritime, Mediterranean and tundra. Is these are the main types of climate. Equatorial climate. This type of climate is found in the regions located near the equator. It is hot and humid throughout the year. The Democratic Republic of Congo, Africa has this type of climate. And then evergreen forests are found here. The main trees found here are the ebony, mahogany and rosewood. See, study all these main trees and then in which place this climate happens. And then a variety of animals, birds and amphibians are found here. See, equatorial climate, it is found near the equator and it is hot and humid throughout for the whole year. And in Africa we can find this type of climate. See, while studying that Congo lesson we have noticed these points. And then monsoon or tropical climate. In this type of climate, summers are wet and winters are dry. In this type of climate, the summers are wet and winters are dry. And India, it has this type of climate. Is our country, it has monsoon or tropical type of climate. A wide variety of animals and plant life are found in it. This region is often called the home of domestic animals as goats, sheep, cows and donkeys are reared in large numbers. Yes. And then desert climate. This type of climate is found in the hot regions during the summers. The days are hot and nights are cool, and then during winters the days are warm and nights are cold. Yes. And then the main feature of desert climate is that the daily range of temperature is very high. Yes. What is the main feature of desert climate? The range of temperature is always very high. And then sandstorm are quite common in desert region and very few species of animals can survive in the desert. Reptiles, scorpions, foxes, kangaroos, wallabies and camels are found in the climatic region. Is. And then continental climate. Continental type of climate is found in the interior of the continents away from the sea. And here summers are extremely hot and winters are very cold. Delhi has this type of climate. Delhi has which type of climate? Continental type of climate. Is. And then moderate or maritime climate. Maritime type of climate is neither very cold nor very hot. Places located near sea coast have this type of climate. And then Mumbai has such type of climate. Mumbai has which type of climate? Moderate or maritime climate. And then Mediterranean climate. In Mediterranean type of climate, the winters are wet and cool. Summers are hot and dry. And this type of climate is found near Mediterranean Sea. Yes. And then Tundra climate. The Tundra region is extremely cold as they are nearest to the poles. So most of the region remains under ice and snow throughout the year, and vegetation is hardly seen in this region. Is no vegetation in this type of climatic region, and a few animals like polar bear, reindeer, seal, huskies, etc. are found in this type of climate. And then climatic zones of the earth. There are 3 climatic zones or heat zones. Yes, climatic zones are otherwise called as heat zones. See, namely torrid zone, frigid zone and temperate zone. These are the 3 types of climatic zones. Yes, first torrid zone. This climatic zone extends between the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. And then as this zone is spread astride the equator, the sun rays fall directly on it, making the area extremely hot and humid. This zone is very hot and humid because the sun rays, it falls directly on this place. And then temperate zone. This heat or climatic zone lies between the Arctic Circle and Tropic of Cancer in the northern hemisphere and the Antarctic Circle and Tropic of Capricorn in the southern hemisphere. And this region enjoys a moderate climate which is neither too hot nor too cold. It is the area between torrid and frigid zone. And then frigid zone. This zone, it is in northern hemisphere, lies between Arctic Circle and North Pole. And in southern hemisphere, it lies between Antarctic Circle and South Pole. The slant of the sun rays almost loses its strength, making the region cool throughout the year. Yes, if you look at the picture, you can understand these 3 types of zone. See, that's all today. Your revision was over, children. Note down your homework. Name the 3 climatic zones of the earth and write about them. Name the types of climate. You have to name the types of climate and name the factors affecting climate. See, read your book and then write the answers properly. Thank you, children. We will meet in the next class.